Thank you very much for clicking on this video. This is a RingSlam Wrestling catch-up where we're going to be catching up with some of the recent videos that we have posted on the channel. We're going to look at Kendo Nakasaki in the Guinness Book of Records. We're going to take a look at the grassroots of British wrestling and the road ahead. And we're going to be taking a look at the Fairfield Hall Croydon, the history of wrestling at the Fairfield Hall Croydon. And we're also going to tell you about a few videos that are on the rack that we're going to be making. So please watch till the end and enjoy the video. Wrestling history was made when Kendo Nakasaki entered the Guinness Book of Records for being the only wrestler to cross over all of the generations of Mick McManus, Les Kellett, Giant Haystacks and Big Daddy, and then he stepped in the ring for one last time and he tag teamed with the Generation Z generation of wrestling. Kendo Nakasaki held his own absolutely remarkably and proved that he was one of the wrestling all-time greats, and he is an absolute legend. He even brought the grappling grannies back for the night. Kendo Nakasaki has made history. He even unmasked at the end of this event to prove it was him.
1964, Friday the 13th of November, how about that? Yeah, that's a magic time, isn't it? Friday the 13th of November.
Kendo Nakasaki's legacy will live forever. I hope you enjoyed that video. That was an in-depth look at Kendo Nakasaki becoming the oldest professional wrestler, making it into the Guinness Book of Records. Our next video on the rack, now ready for you to see, is an inside look at grassroots of British wrestling and the road ahead. This video is sponsored by RingSlam Wrestling, www.ringslamwrestling.com. Go to the website now to see some of the latest classic wrestling action figures. Buy now! British wrestling, grassroots challenges and the road ahead. British wrestling has never been an easy game, but the road ahead has been even tougher since the COVID-19 pandemic. The shutdowns nearly wiped the entire scene, leaving many promotions struggling to stay afloat. To make matters worse, during the time the speaking out movement emerged, exposing allegations of serious problems within the industry. The majority of this was a hit piece that resulted in no prosecutions. The fallout, however, left promoters, wrestlers and fans divided, creating another hurdle for the British wrestling business. Despite all of this, the COVID comeback was masterminded by LDN wrestling promoter Sanjay Bagga, who was the first promoter to start running shows after the COVID-19 pandemic, paving the way for others to follow. Bringing British wrestling back into the community halls, theatres and venues across the UK. The work ensured that British wrestling survived when it could have easily disappeared. However, 5 years later, the battle isn't over. Online trolling continues to plague the wrestling industry, with individuals targeting promotions venues in an attempt to sabotage events. This negativity has real consequences, making it harder for wrestlers to secure bookings and for promoters to build their brands. The impact of social media interference is one of the biggest threats to British wrestling today. Looking ahead, there could be some hard times on the horizon. Financial pressures, venue struggles and the constant battle for legitimacy means that only the most determined will survive. But history has shown that when the industry is forced to rebuild, something new is always born from it. This could be a chance to reshape British wrestling for the better. One of my biggest concerns for the up-and-coming British wrestlers is their physical conditioning. We're seeing a trend where many young wrestlers aren't in the peak shape that they should be, and this could lead to serious injuries that really do concern me. In America, on the independent scene, we've seen a few tragedies in the last couple of weeks linked to cardiovascular issues and conditioning. British wrestlers could face the similar fate if we are not careful. Wrestling is a physically demanding business, and the importance of fitness cannot be overlooked. On the bright side, public interest in wrestling remains strong. Audience still turn out in large numbers, providing that there is a demand for quality wrestling. This is a huge positive. but we need to ensure that the fans get value for money. Every show must deliver 100%. No half measures. Promoters, wrestlers, and everyone involved need to step up their game to keep British wrestling alive and thriving. The future won't be easy. It will require extreme dedication and hard work from everyone involved. But if there's one thing British wrestling has always had, it is resistance. Through every challenge, the industry has fought back, and this time will be no different. If we stay strong, work hard, and put on the best shows possible, British wrestling will not just strive, it will thrive. British wrestling lost out on what potentially could have been one of the strongest eras ever because of COVID-19 and online smear campaigns. Where British wrestling goes now in this new era of the internet with the rise of AI and new technologies all depends on the people in it. The choices made today will shape the future of the whole industry. We understand that many fans of this channel are big fans of female British wrestling. That's why we promised to be making a short film in the next couple of weeks that are going to talk about British wrestling, girl wrestling from the 1980s through till the 1990s. If you stay tuned and keep an eye on the channel, it'll be coming your way. Now, introducing our short film of the week, we have Compassion. Compassion is a big photo opportunity, especially when the limelight doesn't come around too often. Judgment, sometimes you can be naive. Who's in need of what? Money? Or was I in need of fame? Who is leading who where? Who is giving and who is taking? Who is hungry and who is surviving? Who has pride and who is thieving? Who is robbing and who is mugging? Who is running and who is trying? Who just won and who just lost? I was always told, be careful how you put yourself over. Compassion, who's in need? Plenty more short videos like this coming your way to RingSlam Wrestling. Give us a like and subscribe. The British Wrestling Training Schools, the good, the bad and the ugly. We're going to be dropping a short film next week that is going to be discussing the current British Wrestling Training School system. We're going to be showing you a short documentary now. We're not going to be going back quite as far as 2008, but it's just from before the pandemic. Let me take you back a few years now to just before the pandemic. Times were thriving and British wrestling was absolutely booming, and it was at its best, and it was producing stars that were soon to be top wrestling superstars on the television.
I just can't wait to get going, man. Pumped.
We were a breeding ground for the best and the best to come. I've been in the wrestling business now for over 30 years, and this was a period in time that I will absolutely never forget for the whole of my life. Stars were being born and we were gaining mainstream attraction. If one man was an influence, it was this man right here, Mal Mason.
Hello everybody, welcome to Pavilion of Bournemouth. Tonight's production of wrestling. They've got a local
Everyone was working together, we were all on the same page with one goal, to make British wrestling the best in the world.
Well, do you want to film me, Phil? Because that would be quite good for the TV, wouldn't it? If you film me, showing you the telly. Yeah.
I don't really have any lows, to be honest with you. You know, like it had its moments. You know.
One and only Sam Adonis.
How did it go with Rev Pro?
No press, please. No press, please.
How did it go with Rev Pro?
No press, please.
We've all got major egos, and we absolutely love what we do. We enjoy putting ourselves over, and we try and make ourselves look the best we possibly can, and we enjoy bantering with each other and winding each other up. But when it comes time to play, we always turn it on in the ring, regardless. As much of an egotistical, larger-than-life character I am in the ring, one thing I've always had throughout my life is faith. I've always had faith in Jesus Christ, and I've always been a big believer in God. That's why I found it so hard when things changed in British wrestling in the coming years. I never understood the bus, and I never understood why so many wrestlers were getting thrown under it. When the matches are over, British wrestling was all about a brotherhood. It was all about sticking together and all about looking after each other. One thing we always done was worked hard together as a team.
3 minutes of it. Absolutely wonderful. I've had a good crew of lads with us. I can't complain.
Oh, I'm ready for this. This is going to be awesome.
At this point, on average, we were doing 2 shows a day, and we were still going to the gym after all of the shows. We were working really, really hard. We were keeping ourselves in shape. We had dreams and aspirations, and we wanted British wrestling to stay good and on top forever. Nobody has wrestled more up-and-coming wrestlers in the early stages of their career than myself. From the likes of Nick Aldis to Marty Skell, Drew McIntyre, Shameless O'Shaughnessy, loads of wrestlers have had their first few matches with me. I've put loads of wrestlers on the map. It's something that I'm really, really proud of. The amount of amazing people we have lost in wrestling over the last few years is something that really, really saddens me. However, I remain to have my faith in God, and I believe that they are now at peace with the Lord. I get warmth in that. However, I still find it really, really hard when I go into wrestling venues from time to time. The bus, on the other hand, is something I have absolutely no faith in whatsoever. We should learn our lessons that we could be gone tomorrow, so we need to make every single moment count that we are experiencing right now. You've got to turn your lows into highs, haven't you? Yeah. Whatever is a low, you have to make it a high.
Turn negative into positive and you'll succeed. Simple as that.
You might get a decent partner today.
Yeah, Mel.
With all the challenges that I've had over the last few years, I can guarantee you one thing: I absolutely love what I do, and I can guarantee you that I'm going to be around for another 35 years. Just like I can guarantee you one other thing: Little Legs is tougher than Brock Lesnar. Thank you very much for watching this video from RingSlam Wrestling. It is a wrap, but don't forget, keep an eye on our thumbnails for next week. We're going to be having some videos dropping. We're going to be having a girl wrestling short film, and we're also going to be having that British wrestling training school system video dropping too. Keep an eye on the channel, give us a subscribe and a like, and thanks for watching.